defensive performance against BYU. It looks like it really was a tale of both halves. I mean, the second half, it was almost like a garbage time touchdown in a sense that you gave up in terms of points, played better against the run in the pass. I mean, what were your takeaways after you had more time to watch film?
I don't even think it was that. I think it was just a second quarter lapse by us. Some attention to detail, a lack of focus, and obviously penalties kind of occurred on those touchdown drives and long drives. So the guys did good early on against the run, limited the quarterback. The one thing we didn't do, which we expected, was a vertical passing game. We've been playing that pretty well throughout camp, and we just didn't play it well enough in the game. Obviously, it cost us.
Chris in the back.
AP Chris Carmen, Son of a Source. Just the assignment soundness challenge, especially when you're young and you're transitioning from high school to college, and just doing your particular narrow assignment on a play, that is a difficult thing for a lot of players. What sort of tactics do you utilize to try to make sure that a Jordan Clark or someone else is just doing their narrow assignment?
Next man up. You screw up, next man up. They'll focus in. When you're not on the field, you got to focus. And that was the challenge this week. You know, we are in practice, got a lot of guys opportunities to show that they're worthy of playing. No matter if you're a 6-year super senior or a freshman. And those guys that do it right throughout the week will be the guys that play on Saturday.
Doug Haller, The Athletic. AP, I mean, obviously lost Jermaine to start the season, and now Trevez Moore. Just how concerned are you about the depth on the defensive front there?
Just next man up mentality. I mean, it's kind of interesting. We started training camp with 4 deep, and we don't look 4 deep right now. So great opportunity for some young guys, and hopefully they show up this week in practice and show up in the game.
Hey, Coach, Jack Loader, House of Sparky. In a game like that where the offense is struggling to stay on the field and there's penalty after penalty, how much of a hit to the morale is it for the defense to know that they're going to be right back out there, if at all?
That has nothing to do with us. We got to worry about the 27 points we put on the board. We got to do a better job of executing and finishing plays. If you got a guy man, you finish it. If you got that gap, you stay in that gap. It's just about being focused. You got to do it every play. For the most part, our guys have done a great job of doing that. And there was a handful of plays, not a lot, just a handful of plays where we weren't as precise as we needed to be, and it cost us.
AP, when you look at Colorado, obviously a team that's struggling a lot in offense right now, but I'm sure in film you see some challenges that can pose. What exactly do you think the Buffaloes bring to the table?
Yeah, probably the best running back we faced. Heard a lot about him last year. We didn't face him due to COVID and everything that happened last year. But this player is really dynamic, reminds us of guys that we have here. Nagata, Benjamin type, very elusive, a home run threat. I think the quarterback's a good football player. I think he struggled at times, but he's a good football player. He's made some plays for him. Offensive line, big boys. Power. You hear the talk coming from Colorado. They want to play big boy football, so we'll be ready for that. And obviously they got some receivers that can run vertical again. So we're ready for that as well and be prepared for that.
Just following up on that, do you see similarities at all between Colorado's quarterback style, his mobility, zone read, or some of the stuff they do, and BYU? And does that help you, like having that game after game?
Yeah, I think the last 2 quarterbacks, even Brumfield from UNLV, was very similar to that in that sense. And Hall obviously was a big challenge for us. And other than the draw and the one play he escaped out, I thought he did a good job keeping him in. So it's going to be the same mentality, cage rush, keep them guys inside. No need to run up the field because that guy's going to move. He ain't going to be there when you run up the field. So we got to be smart in our pass rush lanes. And obviously for the split zones and the zone reads and all the quarterback design runs, we got to account for them. It's triple option football when you play teams like this with a running quarterback.
If you get Marcus Davis back, whenever that is, like what would he bring to you guys?
A lot of experience. Guy that's played a lot of football. But to credit to those young guys, Jordan Clark and Mason, those guys have stepped up. Had a rough game last week, no problem. We're not going to put them in a dumpster. They're going to go. They got to learn from it. And the younger guys got to learn from them. Tommy Hill and those guys want to play. Well, you better watch what's happening. As good as you think and as easy as you think college football is, it can happen to you. Same thing with Jack and Chase. So with our secondary, I feel comfortable with them. Obviously, you see what we play. We play man. That's not going to change. That's who we are, and we just got to get better at it.
There's going to be even more of an opportunity for an Anthony Cooper, Joe Moore. Now, what are you seeing from them? What are you talking to them about?
Well, each and every week, you just never know when that's going to be your opportunity. And obviously, with Trevez Moore going down for the season, next man up. So we don't really believe in redshirt on defense. So hopefully one of those young freshmen or redshirt freshmen step up, or sophomores. But Cooper's been playing good for us. Anthony Cooper's been in, doesn't really show up on the stat sheet. It's kind of it's kind of tricky when you watch him play because you say, man, he ain't really producing, but he's doing everything right. And sometimes that's more important, just doing it right all the time, just doing your job. And he's done an outstanding job of that, and he'll have more of an opportunity going forward.
Omar, very talented. He had the face mask penalties.
Oh, Omar.
It's like you're trying to marshal him and get him doing everything that you want.
Yeah.
What has that process been like?
Yeah, talented football player. Coach Edwards spoke about that earlier this summer and in fall camp. Just is about being consistent, being the same guy every day. And that's hard. You know, that's the difference between Jermaine Lole and the next guy. Jermaine Lole as a freshman was the same guy each and every day. First, second, third down, fourth down, in the locker room, in practice. You know what you're getting. And the next group of guys got to be that same guy, you know, if you want to be that kind of player. And the opportunity is going to be given to them, and then when they prove it, they'll get every rep they can. But from this time going forward, we'll spoon feed them, so to say, and give them the opportunities to go out there and show it. But to throw Omar Lott out there for 80 snaps, that's not fair to him. He's not ready for that. But when he is, we'll do it.